There are races where one athlete wins, and then there are races where an entire team refuses to lose. At Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon, Team USA stepped onto the track for the men's 4x400m final at the 2026 World Athletics U20 Championships. For runners, one baton, one final chance to become world champions. The pressure was enormous, because the 4x400 isn't just about speed. It's about trust, it's about timing. And when the final lap arrives, it's about who can survive the pain for just a few seconds longer. For Team USA, the mission was simple: bring home the gold. The atmosphere at Hayward Field was electric. The world's best young quarter-milers had made it to the final, and now everything they had worked for throughout the championship came down to 4 laps. For these athletes, this wasn't just another race, this was a world championship final, a moment that could define the beginning of their careers. The gun fired and the opening American runner exploded away. The first leg of a 4x400 is always a balancing act. You need enough speed to establish position, but you also have to save something for the final straight. The American runner attacked the opening bend and immediately put the team into contention. The field stayed tightly packed. Nobody wanted to give away valuable ground. Every athlete knew that one small mistake could completely change the race. Then came the first exchange. The American runner drove toward the zone. The second runner was ready. The baton arrived. Clean handoff, no hesitation. And Team USA continued. Now the second leg began. This was where the race started becoming a real battle. The athletes were no longer fresh, and every stride was becoming more expensive. The American runner pushed down the backstretch, maintaining the pressure while the teams around him refused to let the United States escape. The race remained close, but Team USA stayed composed. No panic, no wasted movement, just execution. As the second runner entered the final straight, the crowd could feel the intensity rising. The next exchange was approaching, and once again, the Americans got it right. Baton secured, 2 legs complete. Still to go, now came the third leg. Often, this is where a 4x400 race begins to break apart. Fatigue starts taking over. The runners who looked comfortable early suddenly begin fighting their own bodies. But the American third runner stayed aggressive down the backstretch. Around the bend, every step was about keeping the team in the best possible position for the final runner. The challengers were still there. Nobody was giving Team USA the victory. The American runner pushed through the final 100 meters of his leg. The legs were getting heavier, the breathing was getting harder, but he kept moving forward. Then came the final exchange. The baton reached the American anchor, and suddenly, there was only 1 lap left. One runner, one mission, bring it home. The anchor accelerated into the backstretch. The crowd erupted. The United States was in the fight for gold. But the race wasn't over. The final 400 meters of a world championship relay can feel like an eternity. Every runner is exhausted. Every competitor knows that the finish line is close. And that's exactly when champions have to find another gear. The American anchor pushed down the backstretch. The challengers were chasing. The gap was still there, but nobody could relax. Then came the final bend. This was it, the moment everything had been building toward. The American runner entered the final straight. The finish line was now within sight. The arms began pumping harder. The stride became more aggressive. The body was tired, but the mind knew exactly what was at stake. A world title, the final 100 meters. The crowd was on its feet. The American anchor kept fighting. The challengers were still behind, but Team USA was holding on. Came the final few steps. The American runner drove through the finish, and Team USA had done it, world champions. The celebration said everything, for athletes had just completed 4 completely different battles, but the gold medal belonged to all of them. The first runner established the position. The second protected the momentum. The third kept the team in the fight, and the anchor delivered when the pressure was at its highest. That's what makes the 4x400 so special. You can't win it alone. You can be incredibly fast, but if the exchange fails, the entire team pays the price. You can have 4 talented athletes, but if one of them breaks under pressure, the race can disappear in seconds. A relay team needs something more: trust, discipline, and belief. Team USA had all 3. And that's why this victory could mean more than just another gold medal. The World Athletics U20 Championships are where many future stars get their first taste of global competition. Some of these young athletes could eventually become senior world champions, some could become Olympic medalists, and some could become the next great names in American quarter-mile running. That's what makes watching a race like this so exciting. You're not just watching a championship being decided, you're watching the next generation announce itself. And Team USA's performance in Eugene sent a clear message. American 400-meter talent isn't going anywhere. The next generation is coming, and they know how to perform when the pressure is highest. For runners, 1 baton for laps. 1 world title. The United States came to Eugene with a goal. They left as champions, and for these young athletes, this may only be the beginning. Because one day, we may look back at this race and realize that we weren't just watching a junior relay final. We were watching the beginning of something much bigger. Team USA had the final word, and Oregon belonged to them.